Future of Jobs report, 7 out of 10 organisations see analytical thinking as the key skill in an employee. For example, in a learning world, I'm looking forward to having much clearer visibility of skills gaps across the organisations. I work in a team of amazing innovators, creators, L&D professionals, and I'm learning from them. They use it all the time.
It was about the AI being the third person of your marriage. Have you seen the video of the guy who literally falls in love with his coach? He's great. He's fallen in love with the coach, basically designed to help.
Don't tell me this.
Hello and welcome to Generating, the brand new podcast from Mediazoo in partnership with the LPI. Today, we are joined by the amazing Alex Chalmers.
Thank you.
From PwC. How are you today, Alex?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
And also my amazing co-host, the man himself, P. Ashcroft.
Morning. Hello. Hi, thanks for that. Good. So as we're at the LPI again, we are here today at Learning Live, the AI edition. Alex, what are you most looking forward to about today's sessions?
I mean, I've already been in 2 and it's 10:30. So I think of myself as a bit of a curious creator. So I will not pretend to be an expert in AI and all the tech that sits behind it. But what I do is soak things up like a sponge. I'm here to learn live and direct from the experts up on the stages, and also learn from colleagues as well, and see what other organisations are doing.
Nice. I love that. The curious creator. Yeah. We made some compliance and awareness training for PwC about 3 years ago on AI. And how's everything been since then? How's it all going? How are people adapting to the change?
Yeah, I can't believe it was that long ago. And it's something that had a rollout across everybody. And one of the beginning modules you had to complete to get access to an AI tool. So everybody in our firm has access to one or more AI tools, predominant one being ChatPwC, which is our very own large language model, which is fantastic in helping us with our work. It's kind of embedded into our day-to-day now, just part of the daily fabric as part of our tech stack.
So are people regularly using it? Do you think it's built into everybody's workflow now completely? Or do you still think people are holding back from engaging with ChatPwC?
I think as well with the other tools that are in play, I feel definitely, I work in a team of amazing innovators, creators, L&D professionals who are using it, and I'm learning from them. They use it all the time. We've got that amazing growth mindset, curiosity at play. And we're now trying to role model that out further. I'd say that people are definitely engaging with it. There is a buzz of excitement for it at our organisation. But of course, it's a big change. So people are sort of learning, day to day. And we're trying lots of different things to help that. We have champions across our firm that are helping people on the ground to use it, how it might suit them. And we also have a newly launched one-stop shop, if you will, which houses all of our resources, training, just to really help with that winning the hearts and minds, because it is, again, a sort of a massive disruption.
I think 2 questions for me, actually. In terms of, on a personal level, how quickly did you embrace using ChatPwC on a day-to-day basis? And what was that learning curve like in terms of learning how to use it efficiently within your working day, basically?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about finding where it will help you and speed things up. So I think first and foremost, it's getting in every day and actually opening it up and having it there ready and open. And maybe what I want to learn to do is use it more as my kind of default browser, not even having to do that. Maybe ChatPwC can help me if I've got a question rather than opening up, go, yep. And I just heard that from one of the speakers, actually. I was like, that's amazing. And that will help, I think, to, create more. I think initially I probably fell into the trap of, I'm not really pleased with what that's given me, but actually it was my own prompting, I think, was the issue there. So once I took that on the chin and spent some time working through that, you get back way more than you put in the better thing.
I totally agree, because we had training last year at Mediazoo on how to use AI effectively. And I remember sitting in those sessions just thinking, I have been doing this wrong this entire time. And the difference in the results that you get when you're actually inputting things that are valuable and just the right things, because you get out what you put in, essentially, with anything in life. And it's important to highlight, because I think some people might be put off when they initially use AI and they think, oh, it's lied to me. No, it's about how you approach it, essentially.
Yeah, I think adoption is the biggest challenge as well. And we're far less forgiving of AI than we are of like a human intern that might make a mistake. AI makes mistakes. Well, it's just not good.
Disregard it.
That's good. I like the fact you took it on the chin when you realised it's your own prompt. So nice. So where do you rank yourself now? Obviously, you're working with some pretty whizzy people in your team. Where do you put yourself in the sort of out of 10? What would you give yourself for an AI score?
I'm going to be really honest. I'd probably come in the middle. I still have a lot to learn. I've got my own kind of journey here. And I think, like, as a bit of advice for people that are kind of got that typical blocker of the trust, or what if it won't save me any time, I could just do it myself. I've tried out things actually outside of a work context to really help. So I sort of say now there's 3 of us in my marriage, me, my husband, and in AI. But it's been brilliant because we actually have used it on many things, including planning big holiday in the summer to a very famous theme park in America. And I am still I was in a bit of that old school mode. I got the literal book to research, spoke to a colleague who's a super user, and I formed my own plan. I got the spreadsheet out. I am an accountant by background, and I worked it all out. My husband come breezing along, and before we know it, we've got an insane itinerary. But the lessons learned for me were I was able to question what it was giving out. It had some errors in it, and I was proud to say, no, you haven't picked that up. So the human need is still right there. And my second takeaway is it made my trust level go up in it, because I was like, yeah, that's really impressive, and we've got something really great.
Nice, pretty good, but you still need to mark its homework, right? And this is the big. So
Exactly.
there's the stat that shows lots of senior leaders only want to hire people with AI skills. And they're more likely to hire someone who has AI skills over someone who has more experience in a particular role. Personally, I think this is the wrong approach. I think you can develop the Gen AI skills, but not deep like development stuff, but the Gen AI skills, you can build those easily. You can't easily replicate that expertise and experience that somebody has. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think we've really got to double down on that human skill, like that unique thing that we bring as humans. And we know from the research, the World Economic Forum latest Future of Jobs report, 7 out of 10 organisations see analytical thinking as the key skill in an employee going forward. That's huge. That's something that we can bring that's unique. I also know from research looking around, it's things like emotional intelligence, the curiosity, adaptability, collaboration, the creativity side. That is stuff that we need to, I think, help our people go, right, okay, well, I'm still very much needed. And we can help as part of our, we need to get the AI literacy up, but what about those other areas as well you need to look at as learning professionals?
Well, according to Josh Bursin, 60 to 80% of all learning content is going to be done by AI soon, or replaced by enablement, probably. So we don't, maybe we don't need all the learning modules. And I think around some of the teams that we work with at Mediazoo, you've got these filmmakers, and people think, soon we'll be able to create full videos using AI. So why would we need a filmmaker? But the difference, I guess, between a filmmaker's ability to use this tool and somebody who's not necessarily as passionate about the shots and the angles and all these things and have that deep understanding, I think there's always going to be a huge gulf in output there. And so there's always that expertise and technical things that any role can bring in to work with the tool, understand the content you get out, and probably refine it over time. But you still need that input from somebody.
Well, it's like one of the things I really like the look of is the whole synthetic media piece. We use specialist matter experts in our business to help us with our content, because some of it can be, for example, deeply technical. We love the idea, I love the idea that we could use that to get SMEs, at scale out, but we're still going to need them to verify the content of this avatar or whatever it is. to make sure it's still on the money. The implications for us if we get that wrong are huge. So there's still a place for a human.
So if we start to think about hope punk and this idea that we could all be, you know, doing what Keen's always imagined, like a 2-day week, and we could just be on the beach correcting the AI avatar from a laptop while it's out giving great advice. Do you think is this possible, this future? Yeah?
That's a bit scary, isn't it? It feels like we could get there, doesn't it, at the moment with all the talk and the excitement. But I think we do need to be careful, because that's where you get the kind of fear factor, don't you, in people like going ahead wild. There's still a lot to do, isn't there?
Yeah.
With agents, etc., to be there.
With that fear factor, when you encounter people that kind of have that anxiety around anything AI, but how do you manage that?
You've got to understand the reasons behind it. I spoke about my own, that sort of like trust. I'm not going to like what I don't think it's going to save me any time. I could probably do it better myself, which, as we heard, I've definitely corrected myself on.
Planning fallacy, that one is the classic.
Yeah. Whereas for others, it might be, I'm worried if the more I use it, the better it will get. And that won't it just take my job? Sort of, you get into that sort of. So I think it's really key to understand why they're anxious, what's causing that, before you can really win the hearts and minds. And what I find in our team as well, we're known for being role models for that growth mindset, curiosity. And I really want us to then role model it out further, because it's when you see others doing it, you go, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. There's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think there is risk for people now. Actually, AI is designed to make everyone more productive, but a lot of people spend time doing their job anyway and then trying to correct the AI tools at the same time. So there's a stats that shows actually increasing workload currently. Are you seeing that in the team as well, or not so much?
We are getting kind of some mixed views, actually. We've been piloting a design tool to help speed up our content creation, for example. And we've had a number of designers do that. Some have found it saved quite a bit of time on a weekly basis. Others aren't so sure, because it is quite hard to quantify. So I feel like we need to get the data sets a bit better to show how long it would have taken ordinarily to reach our different design milestones versus using a tool. But in general, there is this anecdotal, yes, it definitely can help speed up some of that initial part of the content creation, for sure. A lot of refinement, but you don't have that blank sheet now, do you? You can just get moving a lot quicker rather than ideating sometimes for weeks.
Yeah, waiting for stakeholders to sign stuff off and all these things. Actually, you can just get the first draft ready and have them approve something rather than have them try to create it. What's the data landscape like at PwC in terms of not just for your team, but actually broader, and how learning with AI can help people achieve the performance goals? You've got the good measures in place.
I feel like the key will be getting really good skills intelligence and your different systems speaking to each other. So your LMS to maybe your HR system, and then to maybe how you deploy people. I think that would be key. Once they all can speak to each other, that's when you get the better visibility of the data. Or, for example, in a learning world, I'm looking forward to having much clearer visibility of skills gaps across the organisation. So I can now pivot my conversations with stakeholders to say, you do realise we've got these gaps now. This is what we should be going after, rather than the other way around of, here's the shopping list of what we want you to deliver, because, based on not a lot.
Yeah, this is it. We can stop in order takers now and start going back with the data, the business analytics that we really need. You've done a lot of work on that already, haven't you, in terms of the skills data?
Yes.
Is that maturing now? Yeah.
Yeah, we have an architecture now across our organisation, which has been great to get that common skills taxonomy, that understanding of different skills on different roles, and how they relate to different groups of jobs as well. Again, it's all about that visibility. You've got more of a sight in of where people sit. And because of that, it should make it easier to then, if we got a new hot skill that emerges, you can reskill and move people into where they can be most valuable.
Nice. And is that still self-determined, the skills levels, or have you got new measures in for that as well?
Yes, still self-validated.
Yeah. But I think that's the next thing with AI. Exactly. Is like, actually, how can we start to build learning experiences that will truly test people's skills in those spaces? So there's really some good diagnostics out there, I think, to integrating those into simulations and things like that.
Yeah.
But also just back in how we connect things, you come across the MCPs yet, Model Context Protocol. is like effectively XAPI. Remember XAPI?
Yes.
To be honest, technically stuff goes over my head, but XAPI was there. Now we've got model context protocols, which is the ability for different AI systems to talk to each other. So as all the systems that we're purchasing in your full tech stack bring in AI, what we should be demanding is that they have their MCP available so everything can talk together.
Yeah, what I'm loving the idea of is how AI can help that personalization. Like, our people's time is precious. And I would love the idea that people at speed, at scale, they can lock into what they need and be on their way completely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we talk about practice a lot with AI because it is a space you need to practice lots of things like conversations, difficult conversations. You don't want to mess them up, but also things like email writing and put proposals together. But AI is going to be integrated in the proposal writing systems or the email writing systems. But I still think we're in this gap now where people actually do need to practice those things in a sandbox environment rather than getting corrected in real time. I don't know what tools you use, but do you feel like you are in real time going to start getting that feedback on emails you write or presentations you put together currently?
Yeah, we have that already. And that's really interesting because it can give you feedback, which I would never have questioned before. Like, Alex, that's sounding a bit personal, or, personalized, whereas actually you need to keep it more maybe professional, depending on, I don't know how it's known. But I found that quite an interesting pivot to help with some of that writing, particularly if it's someone I've not really corresponded with before. I've really enjoyed doing that. But where I think we could go further is having that AI-enabled coach that can interrogate all of those data points that you were saying and help me in time. If I'm about to go into conversation I'm a bit nervous about, if it can spot that in my diary, maybe the stakeholder, and then say, hey, let's practice that right now. So I feel really prepped and armed before going in.
Yeah. I think we talk about bias in AI. I mean, even in the ability, like writing email styles, who selects what the best email style is? Like, for you as a person, people want to bring your authentic self to work.
Yeah.
And now I'm being told exactly how to write my emails.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with it as well. Yeah. But by the same token, I sometimes am receipt of things and I'm like, I know they've not written that. That's not their style. It doesn't sound like them at all. And it's a balance, isn't it? To use it, but also still you've got a layer in you.
Yeah. But there's that intimacy thing, and that's the other challenge. Like intimacy, look at engagement in the workplace is so low. People are lonely at work. People don't have friends at work anymore. And that's a bit of hybrid stuff. And AI coming in, is it going to create another disengagement layer, or will it actually create this false engagement layer with something? And I think HR really has to think about that as well. Like what is the EVP of the AIs that we're using? And I think that when you think about the brand experience, how it speaks to you, how it takes a tone of voice, how it corrects you, what it says is good about you or not, is so important to think about.
Yeah, and I do believe it can't replace a human. So I played around with it the other day and I kept asking it how it was feeling. It kept asking me, made me feel really nice. It was like, yeah, but how are you? And I was like, but how are you? And it wouldn't answer me. Yeah. So I was like, it's incapable of that. Whereas I could talk to you two, be like, how are you feeling? Yeah. So it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah. And we just say, yeah, we're right.
Yeah, we're fine.
But that's how you can be human. That's AI being human. Right?
Yeah.
And so it sounds like your team are really on it. What are some of the coolest things that they've been developing so far?
Something that's got our leadership team really excited is this creation of agents, assistants that are like supercharged EAs, exec assistants.
Oh, amazing.
Which is great because it's tailored to the role that we're performing, what we might most need it for. And obviously you can evolve it so that it does. And that's something that we're really looking to, I think, get more comfortable with, use the team to help us maybe walk through that in more detail, because I think that will save time. It will be that real aid on a day-to-day basis and will just help us. I'm all about pivoting time to the more valuable stuff with our business.
Yeah, the value add. And that ultimately is the human skills, right, that everybody can bring into it. But so the EA, is it sort of remembering your wife's birthday and
actually dry cleaning? Yeah, I think it's being able to spot what you might have coming up. And, we're all getting just deluge of info at the moment, aren't we? And I get the team say, oh, have you seen that thing I sent? Oh, it's really hard to keep on top of it all, but it'll be something that assistant can sort of flag and highlight and headline for you.
Yep.
I think before, for me personally, I want it to help me before I maybe go into a meeting of what I need to be prepped with to go and do my very best.
We've all got multitude of comms channels now. There's the sort of your phone, your WhatsApp, maybe a dark WhatsApp. Corporate side. No, no, sorry, that's what tech would call it. It's a dark app. I'm not on the dark web.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, but there's multiple comms channels, so they've got to keep across email, keep across Teams, give us other things that might be pinging away in your phone. So it's a challenge, isn't it? Oh, using it.
I think it might be the most connected I think we've ever been as like a species. Like we're super connected with technology nowadays, but also kind of disconnected interpersonally. So I think events like these are really, really nice for everyone to come together, share ideas, and go on this journey of AI together. And that's why I'm super happy that we've had a chance to sit down with you, Alex. Honestly, it's been great. Hope to do it again.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you very much. I've been Pete.
I've been Ollie.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating episode of Generating. So thank you again. And see you all next time. Right. Tune in, like, subscribe, follow, share, and
Don't forget comment.
No.
Do all the things.
We can do all those properly later.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome.